Anyways, I stopped at my attorney's office today, and he's a controversial guy, and he knows how to crank me up. And no doubt that he got me cranked up because he brought up this subject, a year-old subject, or however old it is, concerning this 47% comment that Mr. Romney made. And naturally, of course, I immediately got to a computer and I checked out what was going on here. And since everybody wants to open up the can of worms, then why not I just open the bottom of the can and dump everything out on the ground? Because seriously, I think that first of all, the general American public are a bunch of freaking cows, and they don't know their asses from a hole in the ground. You people need to understand something. Mitt Romney is a wealthy man. Mitt Romney was born of a wealthy family. Mitt Romney is a Mormon. Not trying to put more Mormons down, not trying to put Christianity down, but you got to understand the thought pattern coming from a man in his status. You know, lots of people make the comment that he is so disconnected with the public, disconnected with what's going on here. Obviously, if I made $15 million a year doing what he does for a living, I'd be disconnected too. In my personal experience in the last few years, getting stunk and screwed over by my fellow American, I don't blame him for being disconnected from people, because if I had the opportunity to be disconnected from all these fucks, I would be. Seriously, 47%. If you listen to what the man said on the video, he didn't say shit bad about 47% of the population. He just made a good point, stating straight up, the good point was that 47% of the people in this country don't count. And he's not saying it because you freaking don't count. It's because you don't freaking count. When you lay down on your fucking ass, smoke dope all day, take advantage of the system, and a system that actually is there to help you, and then you still got to get more out of the system by lying, cheating, and stealing, scumbagging, playing fucking games and whatever. I don't blame the man for saying a goddamn word he said. But that's not what his point was. His point was that he was more in tune to the people that mattered on a vote. The 10% of people that he categorized as 10% of the people that he wanted to center in on. When he said that those people didn't matter, the 47%ers didn't matter to him, he said it didn't matter the vote. He said that those 47%ers are just cows, in my terms. They're just cows, and they're just followers. You can't blame the man for making the point that he made. He lives the life he lives, and you live the life he lives. I wouldn't be connected to you people. There's a saying out there that the rich separate themselves from the poor for a reason. And here's the reason. You got some fucking low-life bartender named whatever his name is. What's this guy's name? Scott, whatever. That decides he wants to be a fucking spy. A piece of shit, low-life scumbag spy. Oh, let me back up for a second. You see, I'm not a Republican and I'm not a Democrat. I'm a freaking American. Right, so I just want to make that point clear. That I'm not batting for Mitt Romney, and I'm not going against him. I'm giving you an objective overview on what I think about this whole thing. We have a bartender that says that he knows how to read a man by the way they take a drink. What about the fucking drunk man? How do you read him? A fucking drunk-ass motherfucker coming up there drooling all over your fucking bar, taking a drink? Oh, and you want him to say, oh, dude, thanks for the drink, dude. I mean, really, you got a lot more respect for that drunken-ass fuck? And you know, the drink that Mr. Romney took from your bar probably wasn't even an alcoholic drink, so he probably didn't have any respect for you as it was to begin with, being a low-life fucking scumbag, fucking dishing out goddamn alcohol to a bunch of unsuspecting drunk-ass, dumb fucking Americans. What, you think that this guy should say hi to you just because you're a fucking bartender? Dude, you are the lowlife of the fucking world. And now, oh, so Mr. Obama didn't give you credit or something because you fucking single-handedly fucked up a whole goddamn election for the whole fucking United States of America. And that hurts my pocketbook too, so that's why you're here in my big fucking mouth. Period. Single-handedly may or may not have fucked up the most important election of the entire fucking history of the United States of America because you wanted to be a spy-ass motherfucker and stick a camera out there and record something that was really none of your fucking business, motherfucker. Seriously, you're a bartender, not a filmmaker. And I hope that the other filmmakers have enough, what do you call it, respect in themselves to get on a video and fucking put you down too, just for the same shit. That you think that you're a filmmaker now because you snuck a camera into a goddamn private fucking dinner party where you had no right fucking videotaping shit. I know it's America, and you have the right of freedom of speech, the same right that I have, running my mouth about you, okay? And I agree with that. I don't have any problem with that. But you see, there's things that everybody says in their life. There's things that people say They may or may not have meant exactly what they said. But when you take shit out of text, the way that this whole thing has been blown out of text, nowhere in there does this man say he does not care about 47% of the people. But I'm going to tell you, I agree with the man. I'm not 47%. I'm like 48 or 49%. Because I certainly ain't no rich dude, and I certainly ain't no scumbag lay down fucker that thinks the government should give me fucking everything I want. I earn every dime that I fucking make. So, we have a bartender that seems to think it was really important to video this. You know, I seen a comment on some of the video earlier about you being a hero, and I think that hero shit is completely overstated. You didn't get your 15 minutes of fame anytime in your life, so you got to do it by scumbagging a potential presidential candidate. I think you're a fucking lowlife, dude. I think that this whole thing's been blown out of proportion, and that with all these, what do you call it, the big newsmakers and everything making a big stink about this another year later, so we're just going to rub it in one more freaking time. Just pathetic. It really is. I'm so sick of it. And you know what? The reason why I rant like this and shit is because of that kind of stupid-ass behavior right there. I'm telling you right now. I had my own personal experience with my own 47%ers, lay down fuckers. I'm a landowner, and I've been screwed out of so much freaking money in back rents this last freaking couple of years with a hard economy out here. And me, I'm expecting something better than freaking the current regime is the word I'm going to call it. Socialistic regime that's running out there. And you got complaints about a guy that's disconnected. Mr. Romney that runs businesses and what? Wholesales? Excuse me. So runs them into the ground. However you guys want to reiterate it or phrase it. Whatever's coming out of your fucking mouth. Whatever he does. Obviously the man's a genius. He makes $15, $14 million a year. I certainly would want to see what that man has to offer. You know, going back on the current regime that we have in office right now, the man, and I'm not using any names because I'm not going to have anybody stomping down my throat. And you can stomp down your throat if you want to, because I'll come right back at you. I'll open the bottom of your can, buddy. The current regime said with their own mouth, in plenty of time last year for the general election, for people to understand one thing. He said that Washington will not work with me. We watch it in the news every day. Every freaking day we watch it in the news. And what is it? We keep getting the same old fucking bullshit excuse. Oh, Washington won't work with me. No shit. You know why? Because they don't like your ideas. They don't want your freaking socialistic bullshit here. And they're not going to stand behind you because they're standing behind the American people. The American people is what fucking matters here. You go in there single-handedly with a fucking camera and fuck up the whole goddamn thing. I hope you're proud of yourself, dude. And now, oh, you're getting your 15 minutes of fame. You get to go around all these TV shows and you're all Mr. Hot Shit. No, you're a fuck dick. In my book, you're a goddamn fuck dick, dude. Because you know what? I had no idea that somebody in your caliber, you know, you should be proud that they let you in that room to pay you however much money a freaking hour to be a bartender for those people, which we know is probably way more than you're fucking worth. You probably can't even mix a drink anyway. That's why you're trying your little filmmaker fucking stunt. Hope it works for you, dude. So go back on the subject here where I said the current regime says that, you know, Washington won't work with them. You know, there's an obvious reason for that. Obviously, there's something going on in Washington that they don't want to be a part of. There's no doubt in my mind that those guys are smarter than obviously the average American. So when your president comes on TV and tells everybody in the whole United States that nobody will work with them, why are we revoting the guy? I'm not even trying to get at the fact that, oh, let's just vote for the guy. I'm just trying to say, when somebody tells me that they can't do a job, I replace them. Plain and simple. How hard is it for the American public to not just open their eyes, hear one little freaking soundbite that came out of the man's mouth, personally came out of his mouth. It wasn't some freaking tape recorded bullshit. It wasn't propaganda. It wasn't brought out for nothing. It was simply said by one man, and everybody said, oh, let's just vote for him anyway. We haven't got nothing going on in the last 4 years, and you assholes want fucking 4 more years of nothing going on. You got what you asked for. I hope that your life is doing as good as mine, because see, I'm a bottom feeder, and the worse the economy gets, the more money I make. So it's a shame that I'm in here bitching about this shit when I want the economy to improve. I only want it to improve for you people. I could care less about me. I got mines. I don't need to sit there and worry about the economy. But I'm just ticked because it could have made an improvement. Could have. I'm not trying to say that Mr. Romney was going to improve the economy. I'm not saying he wasn't. I'm just going to say that the current regime that's going on right now, you got the same old bag of shit going on now that you had going on 4 fucking years ago. And what part of fucking sticking your head up a cow's ass don't you fucking get about replacing the fucking current fucking regime and putting somebody in there that may be able to do better? Mitt Romney, a businessman. I'm going to have to say outside with a businessman. I don't care if he makes some fucking rude comments about fucking the general public. I feel the same way, and I am the general public. You know, if you don't like my opinion, you don't like Romney's opinion, if it seems to offend you, maybe you're the fucking problem. Maybe you need to fucking wake the fuck up. You need to fix you. We don't need to fix you. As long as you're fucking bitching about this stupid ass shit, stupid little things that Mr. Romney has to say, and you want to make big shit about it, you seem to be the problem. It ain't no wonder why this place is so fucked up. If we're gonna sit around here dealing with a bunch of dumbass motherfuckers going to a voting poll, trying to fucking elect some fucking idiot in that don't even fucking belong here to begin with, and everybody wants to sit around and complain about smoke another joint, dude. Dope that fucker down, because you know what? Life don't change when you stay high for 20 fucking years. Get off your ass and make a fucking change. Don't sit there and complain about this shit. I'm complaining, and I'll make a change eventually. Here's my 15 minutes of fame. If you want to sit there and run fucking Mitt Romney in the ground, like I said, I'm not for or against Mr. Romney. He's offended me too. I'm from Michigan. And here in Michigan, Mr. Romney, about the time that he grew up and went to college, he cut out of Michigan. Yep, his dad was an icon in the state, was a governor. He was part of General Motors. Lots of great, the Romney name is great. But in Michigan, we don't think it's so great because he cut out of here. But you know what? I still didn't like go against this guy because, oh, he come in here in Michigan and say, hey, this is his home state. Well, of course, to a sense, you can call it that. But you see, you ain't got to hate nobody for that. You have to look at a man for value here. You have to look at an individual that's running for president of a value. I mean, you get one that gets into office for 4 years and creates nothing but freaking havoc. The economy has, you know, because we can go back 4 more years. We can blame this on the freaking Republican Party if you want to. I don't blame it on either party. I blame it on individuals that make stupid mistakes for their own personal gain. Problem is, that's what we have. A bunch of political people with personal gains going on here. And maybe Mr. Romney had an agenda himself. Just the same. Maybe he did. Good for him. But you know what? I still think just by the change of regime in the state, in Washington, excuse me, not a state, in Washington would have made a change on every one of our economy. Made a change on every one of us today. Mr. Romney was not insulting 47% of you people out there. And like I said, if you feel insulted, you need to fix you. Because maybe he wasn't even talking about you. And if you feel offended, you threw yourself in there. Good for you.